Good morning. It is Thursday, January the 13th. Let's take a look at our Chapter 9 review for our test, which is tomorrow on Friday. Let's look at question number 1. Michael uses unit cubes to measure the length of the yarn. Circle the number in the box that makes the sentence true. Now, if you remember when we started Chapter 9, that we talked about how a unit cube is about the length of 1 centimeter. And so we could use unit cubes to measure the number of centimeters long something is. Well, here's our piece of yarn. About how long is that piece of yarn? Well, let's see how many cubes it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. This yarn is about 4 centimeters long, so we would circle 4. We could also verify that by getting our ruler and measuring it. Now let's look at number 2. The paper clip is about 4 centimeters long. Robin says that the string is about 7 centimeters long. Gail says that the string is about 20 centimeters long. Which girl has the best estimate, and explain? Well, first of all, I'm going to put this card here because this is what I'm going to write on, and you'll write your answers on your own. The first thing that I'll have you do is remember in class that we would label that we know that that paper clip is 4 centimeters long. So we're going to put that there. We have to figure out about how long this string is. Now, Robin says that this string is 7 centimeters. Gail says that it's 20. And remember in class, we drew a line down from the end down to that line below. So let's just do that with my card here. And when I look at that, it looks like that paper clip is about halfway through the length of that, or half the length of the string. Like the string is 2 paper clips long. Well, I know that if I had 2 paper clips side by side, and one paper clip is 4 centimeters, and another paper clip here would be 4 centimeters, 4 plus 4 would equal 8. So when Robin estimated that the line is about 7, that sounds like a pretty good estimate. Now, Gail thought that this line was 20 centimeters long. And if the paper clip is 4, it is not possible for that string to be 20 centimeters long. That'd be well off our page. So then you will write down here which girl has the better estimate. Robin. And then we will write because the string is about 2 paper clips long. This would be a good place to pause the video so you can write down that answer. All right. So let's take a look at number 3 in our chapter review. Give me a second to get that out. All right, number 3. Sandy's paper chain is 14 centimeters long. Tim's paper chain is 6 centimeters long. How many centimeters of paper chain do they have? Write a number sentence, or draw a diagram, then write a number sentence using a square for the missing number, then solve. Okay, so we know that Sandy, and I'm going to use my cards here so I don't mark up your paper. Sandy has a paper chain that starts at 0 and goes to 14, and then we would connect those 2 lines, wouldn't we? So there's Sandy's, right? So Sandy's chain is right there. Now let's look at the problem again. Tim's is 6. So that means that they're going to be shoulder to shoulder next to one another. We wouldn't start it down here. We would start right where Sandy's left off, which Sandy's was here on 14. And now we need to bunny hop 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So where did we land? Yeah, we landed at 20. So if we put these two paper chains together, our number sentence is going to look like this. 14, that's the first paper chain, plus 6 more, that's the second paper chain, equals that missing number, which we found out is 20. 20 centimeters long. And that's how we would solve problem number 3. Now let's look at problem number 4. Write the word on the tile that makes the sentence true. The first one, a hallway is 4 blank long. And we have to decide, is a hallway going to be 4 centimeters long or 4 meters long? Well, let me just show you what 4 centimeters looks like. Got my ruler here. 4 centimeters would start here and end there. Would it make sense that a hallway would be 4 centimeters long just between my 2 fingers? No, unless you are a miniature little toy. That doesn't make sense. So we would say the first one, this hallway would be 4 meters long. So we would fill in meters, which would be 4 meter sticks like in my earlier videos. A marker is 15 blank long. And we have to decide, would a marker be 15 centimeters or 15 meters? Well, let's pull out our ruler again. And let's look how long 15 centimeters is. There's my finger with the 0. And then we come, oh, I'm off the screen, hold on. And then we come about right there. Would a marker be about that long? Or would a marker be 15 meter sticks long, like in my other videos earlier this week? Right, that would be crazy, right? If we had a 15 meter long marker, we couldn't hold that in our hand and fit that in our classroom. A marker would be 15 centimeters long. So on the second problem, we're going to put centimeters. And I didn't make a very big enough card, so I'm just going to put C in there for centimeters. A toothpick is 5 blank long. And we have to decide, would a toothpick be 5 centimeters or 5 meters? Well, here's 5 centimeters. I don't know about you, but that's about the size of the toothpicks that we have at my house. And it makes sense that, yeah, a toothpick is going to be 5 centimeters long. It's not going to be 5 meter sticks. Now let's think about our sofa. Would a sofa be 2 centimeters long or 2 meters long? Well, let's look at what 2 centimeters look like on our video. It's from finger to finger. I don't think we would be able to fit on a sofa only 2 centimeters long. So a sofa would be 2 meters long, which would be 2 meter sticks like in my earlier videos. All right, well, let's get ready for problem number 5. Let me get our packet turned. And now let's do some more estimating. All right, so we have to think about a real car and decide which ones of these sentences are true. The car is more than 100 centimeters long. Remember in our first video from this week, on Monday and Tuesday's video, I had a meter stick and I was in front of our Promethean board. And the meter stick is 100 centimeters long. Is a car going to be longer than that? Absolutely it is. So we would definitely fill in the circle for that first sentence. So I'm just going to pull this card I had earlier and I'm going to fill that in. Now look at the second sentence. The car is less than 1 meter long. That means it's going to be shorter than that meter stick. Well, that doesn't make sense. That's not going to haul very many people. So that one we will not leave, or we will not color in, or sometimes you know how we do in class, we just mark it out because we know that's wrong. Let's look at the third sentence. The car is less than 10 meters long. That means it's going to be smaller than 10 meter sticks put together. Well, that makes sense because a car is going to be a pretty big object. So yeah, that car will be less than 10 meters long, less than 10 meter sticks together. Let's look at the fourth one. the car is about 20 centimeters long. That means that the car would start on our ruler and it would go to 20. So I'm just going to kind of pull this back. There's the beginning. There's the end. Would a car be 20 centimeters long? Only if it's for a Barbie doll, right? So we are not going to fill that in, or if you want to just put the X on it, so remind you that you did do that one, we can do that. The car is more than 150 meters long. More than 150 meter sticks like I had in my first video. And that is crazy. That is way too long, and that would not be that one. Okay, let's look at number 6. Now we're going to measure our marker and measure our crayon. So the first thing I'll do is with my centimeter ruler, let's measure that marker, and look at that. It ends at 11. So I'll get my little slip of paper here, and I'm going to write 11. And now let's measure our green marker. And our green marker, yep, is 7. And now we have to answer some questions about these. The marker is 11 centimeters longer than the crayon. That means that the marker would be 7 plus 11. And that's not right. We know that the marker is 11 centimeters, the crayon is 7 centimeters, and 11 minus 7 is 4. So the answer here is no. It is not 11 centimeters longer. Let's look at the second sentence. The crayon is 4 centimeters shorter than the marker. That means 11 minus 7. Does that equal 4? Yes, it does. So the second question, the answer is yes. Now let's look at the third sentence. The total length of the marker and the crayon is 18 centimeters. That means when I put the marker and the crayon together, 11 plus 7, does that equal 18? And yes, it does. All right. Well, let's look at our final page in our math review packet. That'll help us for tomorrow's math test in Chapter 9. Okay, here we go. Number 7. Ethan's rope is 25 centimeters long. Ethan cuts the rope and gives a piece to Hank. Ethan's rope is now 16 centimeters long. How many centimeters of rope did Hank give to Ethan, or get from Ethan rather? Okay, well, first thing we have to do is we need to draw what the rope was in the beginning. And that rope was 25. And so look at that. It is 2 cards, my 2 cards. And then we know, now we know, so actually, I guess I ought to draw my line. Sorry, it's a little crooked. We know that the rope is now 16 centimeters. Okay, so I'm going to put a line right there because that's how long it is now, because he gave some of it, this part, to Hank. And so now, let me move my camera so you can see. Here we go. So now, let's see how many we had to go back to get to 16. Whoops. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, look at that. He cut off 9 centimeters of his rope. So our number sentence then would be 25 minus the 9 centimeters that he cut off equals 16. Or you could do it another way. You could say 25 minus 16, what was left, equals the 9 that was cut off. Because those are in fact families, we can do it either way. So you decide what makes most sense for you. We have one more question to get us ready for tomorrow's math test. and it's number 8. And we're supposed to measure that paintbrush. So let me get my ruler. And we'll put the ruler at the beginning of the paintbrush. And we'll measure to the end. And we'll see that it is, yep, you got it, 13. So we would circle 13. Now tomorrow, so you'll have a test, and it'll be very similar to the questions that are here. And you will also have a measuring section, just like we did in our inches part of our math test, where you have 14, I believe it's 14 lines that you will have to measure using your centimeter ruler. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and I will help you. Good luck.